Have you ever noticed that after talking to some people, you feel completely drained, like someone just pulled the plug on your energy? You sit there wondering why you feel so heavy, so tired, so empty. And it's not because you're weak. It's because certain people have a way of taking from you without ever giving back. Listen, the people around you are not neutral. They're not just background noise in your life. Every conversation you have, every relationship you maintain, every person you allow into your inner circle is shaping you. They're influencing your thoughts, your decisions, your confidence, and yes, even your future. Some people lift you up. They make you better. They challenge you to grow. But others are slowly destroying you, and you might not even realize it yet. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Not everyone deserves a place in your life. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Not everyone who needs you is good for you. And the longer you hold on to the wrong people, the more damage they do. They drain your energy. They cloud your judgment. They keep you stuck in patterns that are slowly killing your dreams, your peace, and your potential. So let me ask you this. What if someone in your circle isn't just difficult, but actually destroying you? What if the reason you can't move forward, the reason you feel stuck, the reason you're exhausted all the time isn't because of what you're doing wrong, but because of who you're doing it with? Now, I want to be clear about something. Not all people are harmful. Most people are just living their lives, doing their best, trying to figure things out. And I'm not here to tell you to become some cold, isolated person who trusts no one. That's not what this is about. But there are types of people who, whether they realize it or not, are toxic to your growth. They operate in patterns that destroy trust, drain energy, and sabotage your progress. And the worst part, these people often disguise themselves as friends, family members, colleagues, even romantic partners. They know exactly what to say to keep you around. They know how to make you feel guilty for wanting to leave. They know how to make you believe that you're the problem. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've been working on a business idea for months. You're excited, you're passionate, you finally share it with someone close to you, and instead of encouragement, they say, "Yeah, but do you really think that's going to work? I mean, be realistic." They don't offer help. They don't ask questions. They just plant doubt. And you leave that conversation feeling smaller, questioning yourself, wondering if you're being naive. That's not constructive criticism. That's poison. And if you keep drinking it, it will kill your dreams. Here's what I need you to understand. You don't have to cut everyone off. You don't have to become paranoid or suspicious. But you must know when to say enough. You must recognize the patterns. You must protect your peace, your energy, and your future, because if you don't, no one else will. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 types of people you must cut off before they destroy you. These are not just annoying people. These are dangerous patterns. And if you recognize any of them in your life, it's time to make a decision. 1. Manipulators. The manipulator is one of the most dangerous people you'll ever encounter because they're so good at hiding in plain sight. They don't announce themselves. They don't walk into your life with a sign that says, "I'm going to use you." Instead, they come disguised as someone who cares, someone who understands, someone who just wants to help. But make no mistake, everything they do is calculated. Every word, every gesture, every act of kindness has a hidden agenda. They don't love you. They love what you can do for them. Manipulators are like parasites. They attach themselves to your life, feed off your energy, your resources, your emotions, and they give nothing real in return. They know exactly how to make you feel guilty when you set boundaries. They know how to twist your words and make you doubt your own reality. And the scariest part, you might not even realize it's happening until you're completely drained. Signs you're dealing with a manipulator. They always play the victim. Nothing is ever their fault. If you confront them, suddenly you're the bad guy. They guilt trip you constantly. "After everything I've done for you," becomes their favorite phrase. They isolate you from other people. They don't want you to have other perspectives or support systems. They use your insecurities against you. They know your weaknesses, and they weaponize them. Example: think about Sarah. She had a friend, let's call her Nicole. Nicole was always in crisis, always needed help, always needed Sarah to drop everything and rescue her. But when Sarah needed support, Nicole was suddenly too busy. And when Sarah tried to pull back, Nicole would say things like, "I thought you were my real friend. I guess I was wrong." Sarah felt trapped. She felt guilty. And for years, she stayed in that toxic cycle, sacrificing her own peace to keep Nicole happy. Consequences: if you don't leave, manipulators will drain you completely. They'll take your time, your energy, your confidence, and your joy. You'll start to lose yourself. You'll start making decisions based on their needs, not yours. And eventually you'll wake up one day and realize you've become a shell of who you used to be. Way out. Set firm boundaries. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying your decisions. A manipulator will never respect your boundaries, so don't wait for their approval. Recognize the patterns, distance yourself, and reclaim your life. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them your loyalty. You owe yourself your freedom. 2. The irresponsible. The irresponsible person is someone who refuses to take accountability for their own life. They're always making excuses, always blaming circumstances, always waiting for someone else to save them. And guess what? That someone is usually you. They lean on you, depend on you, drain you, and never once think about the burden they're placing on your shoulders. These people are like anchors. You're trying to move forward, trying to build something, trying to grow, and they're dead weight pulling you down. They don't want solutions. They want enablers. They don't want to change. They want you to carry them. And the more you help, the more they depend on you, and the more stuck you become. Signs you're dealing with someone irresponsible. They constantly ask for favors, but never follow through on their commitments to you. They make the same mistakes over and over and expect you to clean up the mess. They have excuses for everything. It's never their fault. It's always bad luck, bad timing, or bad people. They drain your resources, time, money, energy, and never contribute anything back. Example: let's talk about Marcus. He had a brother who couldn't keep a job. Every few months, the brother would get fired or quit, and Marcus would bail him out, pay his rent, lend him money, give him advice. But nothing changed. The brother never applied himself, never saved money, never took responsibility. And Marcus, out of love and loyalty, kept enabling him. Years passed, and Marcus realized he'd put his own dreams on hold to keep his brother afloat. He'd sacrificed his savings, his time, and his peace, and his brother was still in the same place. Consequences: if you don't leave, you'll become their crutch. They'll never grow because they don't have to. And while you're busy carrying them, your own life will suffer. Your goals will be delayed. Your energy will be depleted. And resentment will build until it destroys the relationship anyway. Way out. Stop rescuing them. Stop making excuses for them. Let them face the consequences of their choices. It sounds harsh, but it's the most loving thing you can do. Real help empowers people to stand on their own. Enabling keeps them dependent. Set boundaries. Offer guidance, not salvation. And if they refuse to change, walk away. Your life is too valuable to be sacrificed for someone who refuses to help themselves. 3. Fools. Now, when I say fools, I'm not talking about people who make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I'm talking about people who reject wisdom, people who refuse to listen, people who think they know everything and have nothing to learn. These are the people who hear good advice and ignore it. They see the consequences of their actions and do it anyway. They're unteachable, unreachable, and unchangeable because they believe they're always right. Fools are like people trying to put out a fire with gasoline. They're self-destructive, and if you're too close, you'll get burned. They don't want your help. They don't want your perspective. They want validation for their bad decisions, and if you don't give it to them, they'll cut you off. Signs you're dealing with a fool. They dismiss advice, especially from people with more experience or knowledge. They repeat the same destructive patterns and expect different results. They mock wisdom. They think being teachable is a sign of weakness. They surround themselves with people who enable their behavior instead of challenging it. Example: think about James. He had a business partner who refused to listen to feedback. Every time James suggested a change or pointed out a problem, the partner would get defensive. "I've been doing this for years. I know what I'm doing." But the business was failing, clients were leaving, money was disappearing, and still the partner wouldn't adjust. Eventually, the business collapsed, and James lost everything because he stayed loyal to someone who refused to learn. Consequences if you don't leave. You'll waste years trying to help someone who doesn't want to be helped. You'll exhaust yourself offering wisdom to someone who despises it. And eventually, their foolishness will drag you down with them. Their bad decisions will become your consequences. Way out. Accept that you can't teach someone who doesn't want to learn. Stop trying to save them from themselves. Protect your own future by distancing yourself from their chaos. Wisdom is too valuable to cast before someone who mocks it. Walk away and invest your energy in people who actually want to grow. 4. The ungrateful. The ungrateful person is someone who takes everything and appreciates nothing. You give, you sacrifice, you show up, and they act like you owe them more. They don't see your effort. They don't acknowledge your sacrifice. They just expect you to keep giving. And the moment you stop, they resent you for it. These people are like black holes. No matter how much light you pour into them, it's never enough. They consume your kindness without ever reflecting it back. And the worst part, they'll make you feel guilty for not doing more. Signs you're dealing with someone ungrateful. They never say thank you or acknowledge what you've done for them. They always focus on what you didn't do instead of what you did. They compare your efforts to others and make you feel inadequate. They expect you to keep giving without ever reciprocating. Example: let's talk about Maria. She had a friend who was going through a hard time, so Maria opened her home, let her stay rent-free, cooked meals, listened to her problems, supported her emotionally and financially. Months passed. The friend got back on her feet, got a good job, and moved out without even saying thank you. No acknowledgement, no appreciation, just a sense of entitlement, as if Maria's kindness was expected, not extraordinary. Consequences if you don't leave: you'll become bitter. You'll start to resent your own generosity. You'll feel used, unappreciated, and invisible. And eventually, you'll either shut down emotionally or explode in frustration. Either way, the relationship is already dead. You're just dragging the corpse. Way out. Stop giving to people who don't appreciate it, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Your kindness is valuable. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. Give it to people who see it, honor it, and reciprocate it. Let the ungrateful go. They'll never appreciate you anyway, no matter how much you give. 5. The arrogant. The arrogant person is someone who's drunk on their own ego. They believe they're superior to everyone around them. They talk down to you. They dismiss your ideas. They make you feel small because it makes them feel big. They don't see you as an equal. They see you as beneath them, and they'll treat you accordingly. Arrogant people are like poison in a cup. At first, you might not notice it. They might be charming, confident, successful. But the more time you spend with them, the more you realize that their confidence isn't strength. It's insecurity disguised as superiority, and they need to keep you beneath them to feel good about themselves. Signs you're dealing with someone arrogant. They constantly talk about themselves and rarely ask about you. They interrupt you, dismiss your opinions, and act like they're always right. They belittle your achievements and exaggerate their own. They refuse to apologize or admit when they're wrong. Example: think about David. He worked with a colleague who was incredibly talented, but unbearable to be around. Every meeting, the colleague would dominate the conversation. Every idea David shared, the colleague would tear down or take credit for. Over time, David stopped contributing. He stopped sharing ideas. He started to shrink. And it wasn't because he wasn't capable. It was because the arrogant colleague made him feel like he wasn't. Consequences if you don't leave: you'll lose yourself. You'll start to doubt your own value. You'll shrink to make them feel bigger. And the longer you stay, the smaller you'll become. Your confidence will erode. Your voice will fade. And you'll start to believe the lie that you're not good enough. Way out. Recognize that their arrogance is their weakness, not your reflection. Distance yourself from people who need to diminish you to feel important. Surround yourself with people who celebrate you, not compete with you. Your value doesn't depend on their validation. Reclaim your voice and walk away. 6. The malicious. The malicious person is someone who actively seeks to harm you. This isn't someone who's careless or thoughtless. This is someone who derives pleasure from your pain. They gossip about you. They sabotage your opportunities. They smile to your face and stab you in the back. They're not just toxic, they're dangerous. Malicious people are like wolves in sheep's clothing. They pretend to be your friend, but they're secretly working against you. They celebrate your failures and resent your successes. They spread lies, create drama, and turn people against you. And they do it all while pretending to care. Signs you're dealing with someone malicious. They gossip about others to you, which means they gossip about you to others. They undermine you in subtle ways, dismissing your ideas, questioning your abilities, spreading doubt. They take pleasure in your misfortune and downplay your successes. They create conflict and chaos wherever they go. Example: let's talk about Rachel. She had a co-worker who seemed friendly at first, but Rachel started noticing that whenever she shared an idea in a meeting, the co-worker would later present it as her own. When Rachel got a promotion, the co-worker spread rumors that Rachel only got it because of favoritism. Rachel's reputation started to suffer, and it took her months to realize that the person she thought was a friend was actively sabotaging her. Consequences if you don't leave. They will destroy your reputation, your opportunities, and your peace of mind. They'll turn people against you. They'll create obstacles you don't deserve. And the longer you tolerate them, the more damage they'll do. Malicious people don't change. They escalate. Way out. Cut them off completely. No second chances. No explanations. Malicious people don't deserve your trust or your time. Protect yourself by removing them from your life immediately. Warn others if necessary. And never, ever give them access to your vulnerabilities again. 7. The rebels. The rebel is someone who's constantly at war with everyone and everything. They reject authority. They reject wisdom. They reject structure. And they expect you to join them in their chaos. They pride themselves on being different, but really, they're just destructive. They don't want freedom. They want to tear things down, and they want you to help them do it. Rebels are like storms. They're loud, dramatic, and exhausting. And if you're caught in their path, they'll destroy everything you've built. They don't respect your boundaries. They don't respect your goals. They see your stability as boring and your discipline as weakness. And they'll try to pull you into their chaos because misery loves company. Signs you're dealing with a rebel. They constantly fight against rules, structure, and authority, even when it's self-destructive. They mock people who follow a disciplined path and call them sheep. They drag you into conflicts and drama that have nothing to do with you. They pressure you to abandon your values or goals to prove your loyalty to them. Example, think about Alex. He had a friend who was always in trouble, always fighting with someone, always challenging authority. At first, Alex admired the friend's boldness, but over time he realized that the friend wasn't brave. He was reckless. The friend got Alex involved in situations that jeopardized his job, his reputation, and his future. And when Alex tried to pull back, the friend accused him of selling out. Consequences: if you don't leave, you'll be collateral damage in their war against the world. Their recklessness will cost you opportunities, relationships, and peace. You'll spend your life cleaning up their messes while they accuse you of betraying them for choosing stability. Way out, walk away, protect your peace, protect your future. You don't have to be part of their rebellion. You don't have to prove your loyalty by destroying yourself. Let them fight their battles alone. Your life is too valuable to sacrifice for someone who's determined to self-destruct. So here we are. 7 types of people you must cut off before they destroy you. Manipulators, the irresponsible, fools, the ungrateful, the arrogant, the malicious, and the rebels. If you recognized anyone in your life as you listen to this, you already know what you need to do. But let me say this, cutting people off doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. You're not abandoning people. You're protecting your peace. You're guarding your future. You're choosing yourself, and that's not wrong. That's necessary. You are the guardian of your life. No one else will protect your energy, your time, and your dreams if you don't. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. True love doesn't demand sacrifice. True love doesn't drain you. True love doesn't make you smaller. True love gives you wings. It empowers you. It celebrates you. It lifts you up. And if the people in your life aren't doing that, then they're not your people. They're your obstacles. I know this isn't easy. I know some of these people are family, friends, people you've known for years. But longevity doesn't equal value. Just because someone's been in your life for a long time doesn't mean they deserve to stay. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let go. So today, I want you to take action. Pick one person from this list, just one. Someone you know is holding you back, someone who's draining you, someone who's destroying you, and take a step. Maybe it's setting a boundary, maybe it's having a difficult conversation, maybe it's quietly distancing yourself. Whatever it is, take the step, because your future is waiting, and it's too bright to be dimmed by people who refuse to grow. And I want to hear from you. Write in the comments, who will you let go? You don't have to name them, just tell me which type. Are they a manipulator, irresponsible, a fool? Let me know. Because when you speak it out loud, when you acknowledge it, you take your power back. And that's the first step toward freedom. Your life is yours. Protect it, guard it, and never apologize for choosing yourself. You deserve peace. You deserve growth. You deserve people who pour into you the way you pour into them. And if the people around you aren't those people, it's time to find new ones. Now go, take your step, and build the life you deserve.